Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pike Homestead. My name is Adam, and I'd like to invite you to come along with me today as I build more stuff. If you're watching our Instagram at Pike_homestead, you would have seen we've been hatching some more chicks in our brooder. So I currently have 16 chicks sitting in the house in a small cage, and we need a proper brooder for them. So today I'm going to get rolling on that. Okay, so what we want for our brooder, we've got 16 chicks and our incubator can hold up to 22 eggs. So I want to build a brooder that we can be using for years to come. So if we're doing, batches of 20 to 22, you want a brooder that's at least 2 feet by 3 feet on its base, and at least 2 feet high. Depending on the type of bird you want to do, you might want to make it a little higher. I'm not sure, we may want to do some ducks in the future, or if we want to get a couple of geese or something to do for, guardian geese and stuff with the chickens. So we may be looking at doing it a little taller, because if we're going to hatch them and have them grow up here, then we want to have it tall enough for a taller bird. So my plan is to make this 2.5 feet tall, and I'll probably go 3 feet by probably 2.5 feet as far as the base goes. So that's my plan here, and I'm going to get started. So it's the next day. As you can see, most of the box is built. I did lose a significant portion of what I had recorded yesterday, just because I hadn't checked the battery and the battery ran out. So that's unfortunate. You missed a lot of the assembly. But I've still got some work to do. So as you can see, this is the lid. Because we're going to be putting them in the barn, we need to make sure we can close it up and keep the cats out. But we also need to get airflow. So my next step is, I've got some leftover hardware mesh from other projects. So I've got bits and pieces, so I just kind of want to measure up and get some holes cut, get the mesh on, so we get ventilation and light coming in for the chicks. Got it all finished. We've added a lot of mesh and windows on the sides to get lots of light in there for them, because it's going to be fairly dim in the barn there, especially with the lid on it. But it needs the lid to keep the barn cats out. So I'll give you a close-up view of what it is and how it works. So yeah, here it is. And as I said, I did it to a base dimension of 3 feet wide by 2.5 feet deep. And it's also 2.5 feet tall, so that gives us lots of flexibility if we want to be doing other taller birds. So if we ever want to try hatching, say, a goose for guardian geese with our chicken flock out in the field, or if we want to try turkeys or something like that, they get a little taller, a little quicker, we've got plenty of space to do that. So the lid is hinged, just some scrap hinges that I happen to have lying around, and I've got this 1/2-inch hardware mesh in all the windows to let in light and airflow and keep the cats out. Yeah, that's about it. I think this will be more than adequate for the amount of chickens or anything that we have the ability to hatch out at any given time. We had a successful hatch. We've got 16 hatched out of the 22 originally put in. So we'll get this into the barn and we'll move them in. I've got everything set up for them. Got the power going to the heater. And it's time to release the chickens. So let's get them in. They have a lot more room to move around. In the cage we had them inside for a couple of days. Got full food and water. And their heater is working. So they are all set up. So anyway, that's the build for the chicks today. You know, they're happily in their new home. They're all clustered around the feeder right now, and I think that went relatively well. The heater's working, they've got their water and everything set up exactly as it was in the cage that they were in. It's just bigger, giving them a little bit more space. So yeah, tell us what you think. Do you like the build? What would you do differently? You know, because hopefully this will give you an idea on what you need for something. Like this is built for holding, you know, around 20 chicks, slightly fewer ducks, and even fewer, you know, turkeys or geese, if that's something we ever want to get into. But it gives us the most flexibility as, you know, for suiting the need for the numbers that we've got. And so, yeah, I think it works really well. So again, tell me what you think. Tell me what you do differently. Or tell us if you're thinking of doing the same thing, or if you want any comments or feedback or tips or tricks, or, you know, where I found the ideas for this. Let us know down below. We love to hear from you. We love to interact. So, yeah, hit us up. Let us know. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.